YouTube, Jose Loves MMA. I'm coming at you guys with the official prediction of the fight happening this Saturday in UFC Mexico. It's going to be in the fight between Jamall Emmers and Gabriel Miranda. I personally predict Jamall Emmers to win this fight via late KO or just win the decision. And I'll go ahead and give you the basis to the prediction and why I believe that is the case. Jamall Emmers was looked at as a very up-and-coming and good prospect. He's a very good MMA fighter, so it's not like he lacks major talent or he lacks technique in big things or he has big holes in his game. He doesn't. A lot of times he's had losses have been off of kind of like having mental lapses and losing focus in his fights. And because of that, since he knows that, and I'm sure it's aware for him, he's not going to come in and just try and get an early KO. If it happens, it happens. I think that Gabriel Miranda one is tougher than that. And because Gabriel Miranda is such a dangerous submission artist, out of 17 wins that Miranda has, 16 of them are by submission. And he has never been submitted. So Miranda is one of them crazy jiu-jitsu guys that could pull something out of their ass. And that is exactly what happened when Jamall Emmers fought Pat Sabatini. That's it. Whenever Jamall Emmers fought Pat Sabatini, this fight happened like 4 years ago. Have a good one. But it was Jamall Emmers' last loss via submission. He was about to finish Pat Sabatini. He had Pat Sabatini rocked. He was hitting him with punches, but like you guys know, Pat Sabatini hit him with the good old crotch sniff, grabbed a leg, and got a heel hook submission at the end of the first round after almost being finished. Because of that, and because Jamall Emmers is coming off of a TKO loss where he had success and just ended up falling apart, I believe that, yes, he knows he's the better fighter, but he's not going to rush in there. He's going to be very calculated, be very careful, maintain his distance, and that's why he might not get a finish this time around. If it opens up for him, he will go for it, and he has the power to knock people out on the feet, as we have seen. But because Jamall Emmers is coming off of being finished multiple times, he has been submitted 3 times in his career, but his last time he was submitted was over 3-4 years ago. That is why he's going to be very cautious, just because he's not going to want it to happen again, and he's going to want to maintain his distance. Talking about Gabriel Miranda, again, he has 17 wins, and 16 out of those wins are by submission. He has been KO'd multiple times. He's coming off of being TKO'd by Morgan Charrier, who just took a loss this weekend to Nathaniel Wood. I was very high on Morgan Charrier, but his stock has kind of went down for me. Talking about Gabriel Miranda, I think Gabriel Miranda is someone that just isn't a complete mixed martial artist. He's not going to find good success in the UFC. He will get some wins via submission, as you could tell what the trend is with him. So it is possible, just like Jamall Emmers got caught by Pat Sabatini, for him to get caught again. It happens every week. You see Chris Duncan caught Jordan Vucenic. You saw Carlos Vera caught that guy Josias Musasa. You know, it will happen when someone is clearly the more complete fighter, but they get caught by a submission, because submissions are very dangerous, man. I think they're even more dangerous than a knockout, because a knockout you can see it coming, but a submission, sometimes you're so tired and you're not thinking right. It's such a mental chess game that a submission can catch you out of nowhere. So I think it's more dangerous than a knockout guy. You see a lot of these guys that have no striking at all, like Gabriel Miranda and Pat Sabatini You know, you see a lot of these dudes still have really good records and have respected skill sets in the UFC, and they're mainly submission grapplers. So, long story short, if you're going to bet this fight, I think Jamall Emmers' money line at minus 200 is good enough to put a bet on it. And I predict him to win via late KO or decision. If you're going to bet this fight, definitely put some money on Jamall Emmers because he's the more complete fighter, and he's coming off of some alarming losses that will make sure he's careful this time around. And I told you about the Pat Sabatini loss, which is key. And that's why I think he's not going to over rush himself and get overconfident. I think he maintains his distance. So definitely bet Jamall Emmers. But if you're going to bet the fight, Miranda being an underdog and his only path to victory really being a submission, it is important that you at least counter that bet with Miranda via submission. I think the later the fight goes, the less danger Miranda's gonna go. So if you really want to get the plus odds, you really want to bet Miranda via submission, either first or second round. But again, the later the fight goes, Miranda will look worse after taking damage. Jamall Emmers should win this fight with no problem, as long as he maintains his distance, he keeps his fighting IQ, he should be good. Lock that in, Jamall Emmers via KO or decision. And if not, always lock in that big underdog bet, which is the only path to victory, again, for Miranda, which is via submission. Thank you, guys.